Hello, welcome to the Church360 Unite How to Customize Your Theme webinar. Hi, my name is Rod Kiles and I am the Customer Onboarding Specialist for Concordia Technology Solutions. You can reach me one of two ways. You can reach me via email at rod.kiles@cph.org. You can also reach me by phone at 314-268-1315. A little admission before we get started, I'm not a web designer. I have been working with web-based products and helping to create websites for about a decade now, but this isn't a webinar that is designed to teach you how to, code in HTML. We'll definitely be showing you different components of the website and different parts or code of the website, but you won't have to know them. It's just more knowledge to know how to use them, and if you interact with them, what you'll see. So we're going to start out this webinar. It's actually broke into three parts. So first we'll go through the outline and discuss what we're going to talk about. Then we'll go through each one of the bulleted items there. Then we'll have a question and answer session at the end. So if you have any questions, as soon as they arise, you can definitely type them into the question window, and I will respond to all of those at the end. So we're going to start out by going through web design concepts. So we'll go through and explain, how websites are designed and the parts that make up a website at the highest level. So then we'll go into 360 Unite and we'll discuss themes. So we'll browse through some of the themes. We'll discuss customizing presets. So each theme has presets that will allow you to customize that theme. We'll show the Edit tab and we'll show the Advanced tab. So with editing the tab, you do have to clone a theme, but we'll show you how to do that. And if this is something you decide to do, we're here to help you along the way. So there's also, we'll do common add-ons. So we'll do buttons, and we'll also show you how to use Google Fonts. So if you wanted to inject those into your site, you could do that. So the first part of every website is really going to be HTML. And HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And when you see it, your eyes may glass over a little bit, but the more you see it, there are certain things that are kind of like plain English there. So, the title would be the title, the body would be the body of the page. If you see H1, you know that that's going to be the heading on a part of the page. Anything that you see between the greater than and less than signs there, those are going to be called tags, and those allow you to just understand the different parts of the HTML code. So to go along with HTML, websites now have cascading style sheets, and I like to think of these as the look and feel of your website. So as you can read through the text here on this page, it's really straightforward, plain spoken. So the background color for the body of the page, H1 stands for header text, so that's going to be, it's going to have an orange color and it's going to be center aligned. P would be for paragraph, and this would be the font style and size, so font family and size for that page. So, and these aren't things you have to remember, but if you see them, you might recognize them. So, cascading style sheets. A cascading style sheet is going to be a sheet that applies to a part of the website or the whole website. So when you look at a website and you see that background image or the background color or certain fonts, you know that that's part of the CSS. After the CSS, there's going to be JavaScript. And JavaScript is simply a programming language for HTML. It helps the website do some of the simpler things that take place on a website. So if this, then do that, basic functions, just general things that happen on a website. By no means can I code in JavaScript, and I don't think most people can, but it's just part of dealing with websites. There's going to be JavaScript that runs on those pages. So. After that, let's talk about some of the website concepts, so and how they link and tie together. So on every single website, there's going to be HTML, and lots of times they'll equate that to the bones of the website, since that's going to set up your site structure. The HTML code will connect all of the elements together, so it's kind of like the core. It's the center part of everything that's going to be going on with your websites. Then after HTML, you're going to have CSS, which is going to kind of be, I mentioned that as being the look and feel. So that's kind of like the skin. So if this was a bean, you'd have the bones, which would be the structure, then the skin, that would be the outer appearance, the colors, the placement, the positioning. When you're dealing with CSS, sometimes you'll have a button that you want on every single page, and you apply that in your CSS. After that, you would have your JavaScript, so this would be the third part, and that would be considered the muscle. So, movements, simple actions and reactions that take place inside of the program, so of the website. So, if you click here, go here, those simple types of things. After JavaScript, you have application, and that's considered to be the brain. So with ours, our application is coded in Ruby on Rails, so that's the program, but Unite would be the application as well. And this takes care of your complex actions, your connections to databases, giving you easy ability to upload files and download files. So those types of things are take place within the application, and it makes your life just easier when you're trying to manage and set up your website. So those would be the core parts, the elements of every single website. And then from there, you're going to have a file, and sometimes it'll be an index.html file. Ours is going to be a default.theme file. And with that file, or inside that file, you can have HTML code, you can have JavaScript, and you can also have CSS. And all three of those things together is what's going to make your website perform the way that you want it to. In the olden days, it was always those three parts could just be put together in one single file. But nowadays, you'll have multiple files. And when we go into Church360 Unite, you'll be able to see those different files and where they're stored. And we'll just be able to show you how they work. So whenever you're on the website or you're on your Church360 Unite website, there's going to be an HTML file. And connected to that file are going to be internal and external CSS files or JavaScript files. And those are going to connect to your HTML file. So you'll have a file and then the CSS. So when you're on a page, you click on a link. It'll take you somewhere, or when you're on a page, it'll look at that Cascading style sheet and it'll appear a certain way. So those items are always linked together. Then also some of the things that we think about even more when we're dealing with web pages, those are going to be the assets. And the assets are going to be your JPEG file, PNG files, GIF files. So those are going to be your images on your website. Every single website nowadays has images. And those will be pointed to inside of your HTML code. So if you load that page, you'll see that image. You'll also have MP3 files, which are audio files, MP4 files, which are video files. You could also have PDF files. So with churches, there are definitely, be times where maybe you'll upload an audio sermon or you'll upload a video of the church service. With PDF files, it's definitely going to be times where you'll upload newsletters, church newsletters, and you'll put them in PDF files. Two that aren't listed here, sometimes people put Word files on websites, Excel files on websites. I guess you also put PowerPoints on websites. So all those files would be considered assets. They're things that enhance the website that are uploaded by the user. So looking at your overall website setup, you're going to have these components together. You're going to have your CSS files, your HTML files, your assets, and your JavaScript. So all that's going to compile together to make your website. So let's go ahead and discuss a little bit more about the hierarchy. So in dealing with these items, there's a hierarchy about how they interact with the user. So when you're putting your website together, there's going to be inline CSS. So that would be information that's put into a page. And this might be something as simple as changing a font color or changing a font color or changing a font size, that's going to be inline. Then you'll also have internal CSS, which could be in a section of the page or the whole page. Then you could have external CSS files, and those can be assigned in an order, and those can be different fonts that you pull into the page. It could be color themes that you pull into the page that are not stored on this server, but they could be stored, like in our example that we're going to show later on, would be stored on a Google server. So with Google Fonts, you can pull those in. And these would just be applied, like with those internal and external CSS files, those would be applied across the whole website. So, so every single website is going to have an index.html file, a style.css file, and like JavaScript.js files. And these are actually physically on the website. And when you're there, at times you'll be able to right-click and inspect elements or view source codes, and you'll actually see the text that builds your index.html file. And you'll see the code, and it kind of looks like garbly goop, but that's the text. So if you went to yourchurch.org/index.html, if the file was actually named that, then you'd actually see that text and that code, and you could view it, read through it if you wanted to. Not that it's required or anything, but you can access those files and see what they look like. And with Church360 Unite, you can actually access these files inside the program, and you can view them. So, and you can make changes and save them. And we're going to show that more here in just a second. So, on to the next slide. So, in dealing with Church360 Unite and how those concepts that we were just talking about applies to Church360 Unite, Church360 Unite is going to have a theme, and that theme will be a collection of HTML, CSS, Cascading style sheets, JavaScript, and images. When you get all that together, that's what gives you that beautiful website. To go along with themes, you're going to have presets. And the presets will use the same HTML code and the same JavaScript, but the preset tweaks the CSS and it uses different images. So the difference between themes and presets, that background image that you select on theme A may not be the same background image that you select on theme B or theme C, going forward. So the different presets just allow you to tweak and modify the website really easy. And customers really like the themes and presets because the themes are going to be a group of defined settings put together, and then the preset is going to just slightly tweak those defined settings. After presets is going to be edit, and edit is going to be one of the tabs that helps you customize your theme. And what edit allows you to go in and do is edit the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript, and upload and add your own image files. So editing is kind of like, I guess, your advanced stage where you can go in and make the website your own. At that point, you can go in and modify and change whatever you wanted to change. So, and then advanced is going to be an additional tab, and I'm going to show these tabs here in a second. It's going to be an option to use the same HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and JPEG files from the previous three bullets and add in your own additional CSS code. And in our example today, we're going to show adding in buttons, and we're going to show adding in fonts. So that's going to be our way to show how to tweak those items just a little bit. So let's go ahead and switch over to Church360 Unite. And everyone should be able to see our demo Church360 Unite site. And I'm going to go ahead and click sign in here on the upper right hand corner and sign into the program. Each person that signs in is going to have a certain set of permissions or rights within the program. So I'm going to make sure to sign in as a system administrator so that I can see the admin bar here across the top of the screen. And the admin bar just gives me full rights to do everything within the program. If you're logged in as a publisher or a user, a publisher is only going to see pages, posts, and activity, but not see users, themes, and settings. So You have to be logged in as an administrator to do the types of things that I'm going to be showing here over the next few minutes. So to access the themes, you'll click on Themes here at the top inside of your admin bar, and you're going to see a little thumbnail for each one of the preset or predefined themes. And you can click on these themes, and when you click on the theme, you can apply the theme, and then that will apply the theme to your whole site. As you click on the theme, you'll notice how the descriptions change for each one, and they kind of just explain the benefits of using that theme. So if I'm on the light theme, it's going to tell me that, kind of like a short description, but also it's going to tell me things like the background image, a beautiful background image, which is hinting to that you can change it, that it's fully responsive. So it's supported across all browsers and devices of all sizes, and it allows you to upload a custom logo of a certain size. So one thing that's neat about the fully responsive websites, fully responsive themes, let me click on light and I'm going to apply that theme. Anytime that you make a change to a theme, if you customize it or add advanced, apply a different theme, you're going to want to apply that theme. You're also going to want to refresh your screen. And usually the easiest way for me is I just press F5 on my keyboard. That refreshes it. You can also use the reload or refresh button here at the upper left to refresh your page as well. And that basically pulls that theme and all of its changes to the page. So changing it here, it still has to be refreshed for everything to show up. So in looking at this page, and I'm going to resize it here. Hopefully everyone will be able to see my screen there. Okay, and as I resize this theme, you'll notice how the page starts adjusting and adapting. The main menu bar here at the top changes. It gets the three little horizontal bars. Everything kind of slides and repositions so that you can still access that information on a smaller device. So if you're on a cell phone's probably shaped something about like this, you'll still be able to access all the elements that are on the page. And then if you're on a tablet, the tablet's probably more like this, then the website would look something like this. Okay, let me resize my screen here. And from there, let's go back to themes. And the theme I want to use today is the light theme. So I've clicked on that one and I've already applied it. From there, on the left-hand side, I can go to Customize, and that will allow me to make changes to the theme. At this point, I can select any of the presets that are here in the view. So if I wanted the green theme, I could click on that theme, and it would show me a preview. Then I would just need to save changes, and then that would save the changes to my view. So let me go back to themes there. And themes are just customizations are just a quick way to modify your theme, but not change the core components of the theme. I'm still going to have the responsiveness. I'm still going to be able to select whichever background that I want, and to insert a banner if I wanted to. So with this theme here, I can change the background color, a heading color, and accent color. Also, I can select the different fonts. Now inside Church360 Unite, when it comes to the fonts, it tries to fine-tune you into fonts that work well on the web. But you can insert your own fonts. You can use the Google fonts, which are free if you'd like, and we're going to show that here in just a second. So if I wanted to insert a banner, I could click Browse. Then I could select one of the images that are here in the system, or I could go to Upload, which would allow me to browse my PC or Mac for that information, for that image. So I could click on the image and then click Save, and then it'll insert your little banner or your little logo there. So there's Browse and there's Customize. Then there's also Advanced, and Advanced allows you to insert your own custom headers and custom scripts. And I was playing around with it earlier, and it looks like I've selected a theme that already has the information in there. So I'm going to go back and let me select the light theme, and then what I'm going to do is go over here to the edit button, and I'm going to clone that theme. Now, for the site modifications that I'm going to show going forward, you do have to have a cloned theme. And the way that you clone the theme is by going to the edit and clicking clone. And basically cloning is going to be making a copy of it. And that copy, you can go in and make changes. If you mess it up, then you can always go back and clone another theme and make as many as you'd like. So, and I'm just going to call this one Light Theme Cloned. Then I'm going to say Create Theme, and give it just a second. Then once the theme clones, then I can go back to themes. I'll have a theme called Light Theme cloned. I'll click on that theme, apply the theme, then I'm just going to refresh it. Then when I go back over to Advanced, I can delete this information out and I can re-enter that. But also now when I go to Edit, instead of seeing the cloned button, I'm actually seeing the contents of the website. So when I go into this view here, I'm now going to see the assets that are uploaded to the site. And you can kind of see those backgrounds and those images. Then also under images, there's other little small images that you see throughout the site. You'll see the actual JavaScript file, and you'll see the code that's inside of there. And if I knew JavaScript or had the knowledge to update it, I could update the JavaScript right there. There's also the style sheets, and there's the theme.css there, where I can go in and make changes to the main theme there. Then there's your default theme. There's your email theme. Default theme is the theme that's going to load with whichever theme that you have. So every single theme has a default theme, and when I load my website, it's going to pull this default theme right here. And then that default theme is going to look at the theme CSS, the theme JavaScript, and it's going to look at all of my assets and images to portray the website that I'm going to see. So what I'm going to see is going to be based off of this default theme here. So then from there, there's an email theme. Anytime that you receive those blasts from your calendars, notifications, reminders, invitations, they're going to be based off of the email theme. The theme description, you'll notice the fonts in here and the presets. So the theme description actually contains your presets for that theme. And like you're seeing sunburst and blue particles, these are the actual customizations, your presets. And then there's thumbnail PNG, and that's the thumbnail for this theme. And if I wanted to upload a file, I can go to Assets, then I can choose a file and upload it. And that might be a little bit more than we need to get into there. But so now we're at this point here. I'm going to go to Advanced, and I'm going to clear out my test information where I was working through the training earlier. I'm just going to delete that information and save changes. Okay, then I'm going to go back to themes, and let me switch back over to my PowerPoint presentation for a second. And I skipped a slide here. There's a default.theme, which is going to be the shell for the entire site. So earlier, a few moments ago, I was just explaining how all those items tie together. That is in the default theme. So everything that happens, it looks at the default theme, then it pulls in the other components, the JavaScript, the CSS, and it also pulls in your assets. And the theme description is going to be our collection of presets. So let's take a look at some of the in-page customizations that we can do. So there's buttons that you can add, and in-page customization, in-site customization. So there's buttons that you can add with, this is one of the free CSS button generators. This one's www.bestcssbuttongenerator.com. Then there's also the Google fonts, and you can pull those in as well by going to google.com/fonts. So I already have these tabs open on my web browser, so I'm going to go to the CSS Button Generator. And when I'm on this page, what I can do is I can set up my own buttons. this is completely free. You just kind of have to deal with some of the ads that are going to be on the page. But you can select the different buttons that are out there. So I'm going to try this yellow one here. And once I click on that button, once I select my style, if I click on the button, it will show me my CSS. And this process is going to be a two-step process here. So I'm going to need to copy the CSS into the theme, and we're going to use the Advanced tab for that. And also, we'll need to put the HTML into the page. So I'm going to say get CSS, and it's going to tell me that it's been copied to the clipboard. Then I'm going to go back to the demo website, our website here, and I'm going to go to Advanced here on the left-hand side. And I'm just going to right-click and paste the information from the website in here. So there's one thing that I need to do in addition, and I'm going to switch back to my PowerPoint presentation to show that. So when I'm pasting the CSS from the website, I do need to add this additional information in here. So I can add the CSS code under the Advanced Custom Header tab, but I need to surround it with style type equals test/CSS. And then I also need to close off that section by ending it with close style. And then I need to go through and add the HTML code. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type that information into the window. So let's switch back. And with this window, it's really just a matter of, it's kind of like a text editor at this point. So I'm just going to open up the item there and style type. Okay. Then it added my close section there. So actually, technically, since it added that close style, I could just Control X, then click in between the two and Control V. Then it'll have my close down here at the bottom and my open here at the top. So then I could save changes, and that's going to save the change that I made. Then from there, I can go to a page, and I'm going to go to the men's ministry page here. And I'm going to turn my edit page on, and from here, I'm going to enter in a couple lines. Then from here, I can either embed the code into the media, or I could work with the HTML source code, whichever one I choose to do from there. So if I go back to my button generator, and I can say get HTML, then I can go back to my site, and I kind of like the embed option. So then I can just paste it in there, and I don't have to see all of the additional code. So once I paste the code in here, it's going to say href. Href relates to what or where I want this button to go. So say I wanted this to go to http://Concordia technology.org. Then, I could, like, this button is going to say Twitter. My button is going to say Twitter, so I could say that this is Concordia Technology. Okay. Then at this point, I can click OK. That will insert my button. I'll click Save. And actually, one additional thing that I need to do. Whenever you click on something and you're in the WYSIWYG, you can use any of the action buttons here in the menu bar. But the only other thing that I need to do is tell the system where the target is. So I'm going to say New Window. If there's no target, the link actually won't open. So then I'll click Save, Edit Page. Then if I click on the Concordia Technology button, oh, sorry about that. One other thing, and I actually did this when I was practicing as well. Make sure that when you're editing, you don't put a space in there. That's what the %20 means is that I added in an extra space at the end of it. So you just want to make sure not to put a space in there. So let me open that up one more time. Click here. And I'm going to open up the source code even though I said not to there. But I'm going to take out the %20 there. Because that was the space that I entered in just a moment ago. So save. Then I can edit page. Then I can click on the button. I misspelled technology. Third time is the charm. I can edit the page, click on the link, technology, one more O, then click OK, save, edit, click on the link, and then that will open up Concordia Technology Solutions. So sorry for all the confusion there. Close this tab here. So that's how you could insert a button into your website. The other item that I wanted to show was inserting Google Fonts. So with dealing with Google Fonts, you can use any of the, I want to say there's like 708 font families. The Lotto family is one of the popular ones. It's kind of got a classic look to it. You can search for any of the fonts that you want. You can add that font to your collection. Then from there you can review the font and see what it looks like. If you decide to at that point, this is a font that you'd like to add to your website, you can say use. And one thing to note when you're using your fonts, you want to make note of the page load speed. You can use more than just one font. Having too many custom fonts will definitely slow down the site. You'll notice as I click on the checkboxes here on the right hand side, the page load time begins to slow down. So it takes it longer to actually load the page. So you definitely want to pick the font you want and go with that font. Then once you're on use, you can actually add the code to your website. So I'm going to just highlight the code here, right click and copy. Then I'm going to go back to our, let me close that page, and I'm going to go back to our demo site. I'm going to go to themes, and I'm going to go to advanced, and I can insert this anywhere in the custom header as well. And I could also insert this into our CSS if we'd like. So I'm just going to click here and press enter. I'm just going to insert that at the top of the page there. Then I'm going to save. Then from there I can go to themes and go to edit. And once I'm under edit, then the next thing I would want to do is go to my theme description, and I need to insert Lato into my theme description. So I'm just going to type that under the body of the font. And I can also add that under the header of the font as well. And I'm just putting it in alphabetical order here. Then I'm going to save my changes. Then from there, once I've saved my changes, I've made the changes that I've needed, I'm going to go to themes, and there's two other things that I'm going to want to do. Let me go back to edit here. I can create my own theme, so I've added it here under Lato. But if I want to create my own customized theme, not my own theme, but my own customization there, my own preset, I can just copy the preset that's there, do Control-C. Then I can press Enter and do Control-V. Then you'll see how it actually duplicates the code there. So I'm going to call this one test green bokeh there. Then if I wanted to make changes, body font, and I could put in Lato there. And then I could do heading font, and I can do Lato as well. Or I could do Arial or whichever font I wanted this theme to have. I could go in and make any additional changes as well, actually here in the code. So I'm going to save changes. and I'm going to refresh my screen one time. Then I'm going to go up to Themes, and if I go over to Customize, and I click the drop-down box for Preset, let me refresh that one more time. Let me go back to Advanced, paste that in there, go to Edit, Theme Description, Save Changes. And then, oh, I forgot to put the 2 spaces in front of it. Then my theme will show up. So I can select that theme. It's automatically going to default to the custom font that I inserted. And if I wanted to use it, I could just save changes. And that font would apply for my whole website. Okay, so let me switch back to my PowerPoint. There's the information for entering in the CSS button. Then also for Google Fonts, you can go through, choose the font, add the standard code underneath Advanced, custom headers, must be a custom theme. So when dealing with the things that we're showing, you do have to have a custom theme. Then you can add the font to theme.description file, select the font under Customize, and you'll be good to go. So, and I did not show that font is now under Customize. So if I go to Themes and I go to Customize, oh, I did show this. It is under Customize. So, okay. That is, let me switch back to the PowerPoint one more time. That is the last of the information I had to provide for this training. I do want to thank everybody for attending our training webinar. If you have any questions, you can definitely post those inside of the question box and I'll answer those. And any questions after this, you can contact our support team. And their email address is support@cts.cph.org, and their 800 number is 1-800-346-6120. So thanks for everybody. Thanks everybody. Thanks for your time there. And I'll hold on here for a few moments. And if you have any questions, you can definitely post them.